Howdy, groovy folks. Scott Grove here from GroovyMusicLessons.com, here to show you, yes, the thing that has been laid upon the wrong person, but the Bo Diddley rhythm. Of course, it was just laid on Bo Diddley because he had basically, you have other people coming in, hand jive and all this other kind of stuff that all became popularized once music changed. And all music was changed because of this beat goes all the way back to Africa, as does pretty much every beat that ever came around that was in 4/4 time. Long story short, white man came along, stole all the beats, later on stole all the songs from the black folks and made them into rock and roll and blues, and these songs have been around for hundreds of years, and the beats around for thousands of years. Okay, so again, good old Sam Phillips over there at Sun Records said, "Give me some white boys that can sound like black boys, and I'll make $1 million," and he did, over and over and over and over again. So Carl Perkins and Elvis and everybody else started taking over the world and stealing, as they do, from everybody in order to give you popular music. And there you go. So anyway, let's get you playing rhythm. Rhythm. If you can't spell rhythm, which I'm guessing 98% of you cannot, R-H-Y-T-H-M. Yes, I try to help you out with things. If you can't spell rhythm, you should not play it. Rhythm guitar is a much more hard to do thing properly than you can imagine, and is more important than a lead guitar any day of the week. Lots of bands in the day, or even now, do not have lead guitar players or lead solos or what have you. But I have a lot of students or people who have been following me that, just like everybody else does, they jump ahead to the lead stuff, then they can't play rhythm worth a crap. My fault? No. Everybody wants to be a lead player because they think there's some kind of glory in that, because there is. You don't get people, the girls falling for the rhythm player anymore. Well, you don't get girls falling for anybody in a band anymore because they all have HPV and so forth, which is true. No longer are musicians in any way glorified or cool to hang around. Okay, so the beat. Excuse me while I kiss this guy, as people thought Hendrix said. Excuse me while I kiss this guy. So the again, the lick, or the rhythm. Okay, this, of course, you're going to get U2, and you can think of, I know between everybody listening right now, you're thinking of 1,000 different songs. But yeah, U2 came along with Desire. It was like, and from that, and all across history of modern music, meaning from like the 40s, 50s, that's the 1940s and 50s. I got to remember that as I'm approaching my death. But even stuff like Footloose was even right in there. The same jungle music that a lot of y'all's parents are saying, "Not under my roof playing that jungle music." Yeah, Footloose even. All of it based on that same thing. So yeah, it all goes back to Africa, every bit of it, and it was simply a great thing to dance to. Everybody was looking for something different than Andy Williams. We all laugh at Andy Williams because it was Andy Williams. Anyway, so this is to try to get people to play rhythm. Okay, if you screw up at this, you're going to screw it up at everything else. Okay? So this is another one where all rhythm things should actually either be played at full volume or on the couch with 0 volume, just going. A great way to do that one. Turn the guitar off. Hear that little noise? Again, that is lack of a string tree. This will happen on every Strat and Tele that does not have a string tree. The G string will ring. You're like, I did not hear it from before, but I've been pointing this out to you for over 12 years now here on YouTube. But it is also a ringing sensation, the G string from the nut to your tuner. Okay, so that is this. Okay, so until you put a string tree there or a little piece of anything, a hair tie around it, whatever, you'll always hear that now. Does it come through your amp? Sure does. You just haven't been paying attention. Okay, so rhythm. Again, people are just playing even the cowboy chords, which are everything that are like G, C, D, A, B, E, F, anything on the first 3 frets. Number one, if you ever notice on TV anybody who is signed or famous or anything looking at their guitar neck while they are playing those chords, they should not be there. And you should not be anywhere and consider yourself a rhythm guitarist. If you are playing just these chords and you have to look at the neck, that means you are nowhere near ready to do anything other than sit at your house and keep going. You should never have to look. Pretend you're blind. Whatever. All the blind people who have been amazingly instrumental in creating music and playing guitar, being blind, they prove it over and over again. It's just, if you can't do these without looking, you have a long, long way to go. It's not to put you down, it just means you have a long way to go, which is perfectly fine to say. I'm here to push you along. So even in, where's my knob? There it is. Then you gotta look before you can change. Then you stop, you gotta look around. Okay, do not ever attempt to play lead until you can do this flawlessly with every single chord, with every possible inversion of the chord. You're like, even all those? Yeah, they're all cowboy chords. That's where your 3 frets burn up, melt away, and you have to go pay $300 for a new fret job. And they will put a whole new set of frets on there, even if you only need 3. Just look for the ones that have the dents on them. Yeah, they can only do a partial fret job and replace 3 frets. Anybody that does an entire fret job, when that's what you need right there, know that you are getting ripped off. Report it to everybody. Put it on YouTube. Say, hey, this guy's doing it over there at Guitar Center, and he charged me this, and did he take all these off? I don't know. Put something on there that will let you know. Just kind of like when you send a car in to see if the tires have been rotated. You put numbers on the insides of the tires to see if they actually rotated them or not. Blah, 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 blah. So anyway, play rhythm. No lookies allowed. Once you have that, you have one part of it down. But this hand, that's your bread and butter, okay? Because everything from, it's like this, is no different than off in between, it's just nothing more than the same beat. You just simply did something different with this hand by muting things. Okay, so this rhythm will be played one way, like this. Down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. Okay, so that's when you actually get a place to throw in your own thing. So you got okay, so those are generally going to be called staccato notes, false notes, all kinds of things. You're just stopping them with either the palm of your hand here, the top of your, all of your other fingers. Okay, but that chunka, that's what we call it, chunka. Okay, that's one chunka. This is another chunka. Why? Because lots of things are chunkas, and that is the driving force of any music, is the rhythm guitar, the drums, and the bass. The rhythm section. Everything else is just somebody writing their name on there with the little cake tool, happy birthday, Ahmed. Okay? So that is the rhythm, a rhythm from that time period, but that's the Bo Diddley thing. Okay? People generally do it in E for whatever reason. Okay? And okay? These are all still the same rhythms, exactly, on this hand. You're just changing in different places and playing, changing one or two places where you change, but the rhythm is no different on this hand. So that is why the rhythm is the most important thing in this lesson. Right in there. Okay, so those next to the last two notes here are the ones that are so very meaningful. Then the last two, bop, bop. So you got bump, 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 click, click, bump, bump. So you got bump, 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 bump. Okay? And change it up how you will, but get this right first. Practice on it for a year if you don't have it. Practice on it 10 years if you don't have it. If you don't get it by then, maybe tuba is maybe more your instrument. Okay, so that's basically it. I will show you a few variations of this, but that is your bread and butter lick for creating this rhythm. Okay? For rock, for country, it doesn't matter. It is that rhythm that you will now not recognize unless you have that stuck in your head real hard. But okay, no difference. Just different chords, different places. This did not change at all. Of course, I messed up, which is what people do. And that can be all over the place, but again, this hand has not changed. You're like, how do you know it hasn't changed after doing all that? You look down at that hand, or you just feel that and just know it hasn't changed. Bump, 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 bump. Okay? And if it hasn't changed, there you go. It's the same as it was. Okay? People like to change to the 4 chord meaning if you're an E, going to the A. One chord down, meaning the A chord, then back up for the last two notes. Okay, same thing if you're an A. Okay, as nasty as that was, it's no different. Okay, even if you chop this hard and just put some more aggressiveness behind it. It's the same thing. Nothing has changed. You get the surf music. Nothing has changed. Okay, so that's basically, again, that. Play all the different little rhythms or songs you want to. There are thousands and thousands and thousands, I kid you not, that are played exactly that way. This hand, this one, can be all over the place. I don't want you to do it all over the place. But get to the point where nothing has to be looked at. That is incredibly important. Because if you're looking down there, you're concentrating on something else. You don't need to concentrate on anything more than your picking hand. Just make sure that train keeps rolling until it is in your subconscious back here and you never have to think of it again. When that point has come around, then everything else will come really quick when it comes to rhythm stuff. There are tons of different rhythms. Otherwise there would only be 2 songs in the world. Okay, you guys be groovy. I'll throw a whole lot more rhythm stuff at you, and now a little bit on this guitar for the rest of you who maybe wanted to know. Okay, this puppy was, and still is, I keep all the parts in a bag so it's original. Got parts between 1987 and 1983. This John Cruz from the Fender Custom Shop, before there was a custom shop. Okay, so it started up in the other Fender shop in America, up in Fullerton, California, and when they had downtime waiting to come to Corona, California, because they were only doing knockoffs of 57s, Strats, 62 Strats, 67 Strat, that kind of crap. That's all they were making, and then the Japanese factory was pumping out all the guitars that were better than anything Fender had ever built before that. Okay, and that is true. So yeah, groovy inlays and all that, they were done there. Okay, so the body underneath was actually cut away for all kinds of things because it had all kinds of things under there. So I took advantage of that through another 5-hole pick guard. The Bakelite one is still intact with the one single pickup here and the one pickup here. But this is the original bridge that it had on it. These came off of the 1987 bridges that Fender first put out in '87 on everything American. Okay, I put in everything you could think of. We have the orange drop again on the tone. You have the I'm not used to putting them in, but this is the treble bleed circuit, blah blah blah. Here we have a 5-way switch. Okay, and then I did a push-pull, which enables the 7 positions instead of just a 5, so you can have these 2 pickups on, or all 3, in addition to your typical Strat positions. Okay, and these 2 pickups are all new, and new as well. But these are US high-end Texas Specials, and this is a custom shop Texas Special. Why Texas Specials? Just because. Needed a guitar with all of them in there. Why would you need a guitar with all of them in there? Because I have a lot of guitars, and every now and then I'll want that sound, so there's that sound. Okay, so real quick through the basic tones, I'll just leave the all the settings where I have them on the amplifier. Okay, that's the bridge. Just hitting it harder. Position 2. Middle. Clean first, sorry. Which is still, everything's wired as a Strat until I do the push-pull. Okay, 4 position. And yeah, you guys aren't used to these tones from my Axis, but like I said, kind of nice to have these for that reason. Okay, neck. Okay. So a lot of easy overdrive when you're hitting the front of the amp on the tubes. Okay, so going back to here so you can get your tele sounds, which it originally just had the 2 pickups. Again, the integrity of the guitar is saved 100%. Nothing has changed. It's all in a bag ready to put back to the way it was originally built many times. There's like the size of a oddball sized P90 under here. It looks like it was almost the size of a little tele bridge pickup here. But it barely fit this. I didn't have to route anything. So that was groovy. Okay, so bridge pickup, and we're going to pull out here. I know I said pull out. And that will add the neck pickup, give you your regular tele. Back to the bridge. Okay, so regular tele position in the middle. Okay, and the last one simply being from that point we have 2 pickups on, and now I'm going to move it 1 position, or if you were in the 2 position on a Strat 2 position, these 2. Okay, and then you just pull up here. Then we have all 3 pickups. all 3 pickups. So yeah, very pretty. So there you go, modifications, and got 3 more guitars, some on their way today that I will be putting together. All the parts purchased already, everything coming in, and only waiting on Mr. Mailman and all the others. So you guys be groovy, and I shall be back whenever I can, my body lets me. Okay. See you soon. Be groovy.